Well, hello, everybody. How we doing this evening? Wave. I don't know if you, what's this? Hey, Chris, John, defeat. Yeah, he's saying hi to everybody. Have you guys missed me? It's been, what, 3 weeks since I did a live? This will be the third week if I missed this one. How you doing? That's my nephew in there. Trigger Boy is. I know it's you, Aiden. So, yeah, how's things going up there, by the way, since you're on here? How's your mom doing? I think the chat takes longer for me to catch up with everything. And there I am in awkward silence. You were away. I was on. Didn't notice. Yeah, right. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. Yeah. I actually debated whether to come on tonight, so I actually got home in time. I don't really have anything planned. I've been working on things, but I'm working all over the place, so I don't really have anything when I call finish. So I don't have any news to bring you. I can talk about a little bit about what I'm doing, but you've been pinning me for my return. Yes, I made it, Pat. I tried to invite you, but it's giving me the error message, so I don't know how to get it to you. I was gonna bring you on since you asked earlier, and I was gonna be like, yeah, since you encouraged me to go on. There's actually a few of you that did that to me tonight. Shane said the same thing. He said he was bored. And I said, well, I can go online, Let's see here. What we got? HSF is in the house. How we doing? See, I'm trying to read everything really quick. I'm already behind. How do you get behind when you're watching it at the beginning? Jamal, how we doing? Yeah, Jamal came on with a message and really tried to basically say he was going to whip my ass if I didn't go on live tonight. So here I am. That's not really what he said, but I think he was ready for me to come back on. In fact, I should try to invite Jamal as well. Man, my cigarette smoke just like taking up the whole screen. It's like I'm in hell or something. Well, it is Halloween. Oh, it's the Halloween season. So I actually thought about a few things for that. I am working on a Halloween layout to show somewhere around Halloween. It will not be on my big layout. You probably won't see that till around Christmas. I was going to make a smaller one so I could do the Halloween layout and still have a track to run some. I got a couple new cars around here, so I thought I'd run a few of them whenever I get a chance. And I got a couple of new trains and things like that. So, yeah, I've been doing a lot. Had a lot of inspiration. Shane, as all of you know, I'm friends with Shane, and we talk quite regularly. And he's kept me motivated quite a bit. So, big shout out to Shane. Sometimes you get a little down about the hobby, and you have to have somebody you can go to. Yeah. Well, if I can get it together, Pat, that's the thing. Yeah, your motivational speech. Yeah, it was very motivating. But Shane said it first. He goes, I'm bored. So I was like, well, I could go live. I've been really busy at work, so things have kind of, last couple of weeks, I wasn't even home, so I couldn't get the lives going. And then when I do have days off, I've been trying to do as much as I can in what little time I have before I got to go work the next day. And I've gotten quite a bit done. I just can't show anything yet. I might show a little bit here and there up to Christmas, but I don't want to give away anything, so it's gonna be a surprise. However, I did think about this Halloween thing. Since I'm doing this little Halloween track, I thought maybe if somebody could come up with, well, anybody, send me Send me some kind of video of a Halloween themed slot car layout you have, and maybe I can air it on my live because Halloween is on No Reason Thursday. So that will be a special treat. I might not have one winner. I might have more than that. Okay, honestly, if you give me a video, I will show them. Unless you want to use it on your own channel. So, did Tad come in here? Where's he at? Man, I don't see him. He must be back up here a little bit. Oh, there he is. What's up, Tad? You're not eating dinner or anything? I actually came on a little early tonight. I know some of you eat dinner around the time I come on, and so quite a few of you leave. Shotgun Dave usually leaves around 8 o'clock because he's gonna feed the family, and so I was like, well, maybe I can go on a little earlier, and it just happened to work out that way because the rail car they were expecting in today did not show up, so I only had a partial load to take over to them, and I was done somewhere around 1:30 today, so it was not too bad. That was what? It's my time. It's right now. It's 6:06. So, almost 5 hours ago. Came home, ate me a little dinner, leftovers from last night. We had some pork loin and potatoes and corn, and it was good. It was even better tonight. I don't know if they're here to see me. I think they're going to see what I'm going to say next or who I might have on here. By the way, I'm willing to bring anybody on when I can, but right now it's not letting me invite anybody. I can try it again, but I don't think it is. Let's see here. I'm gonna try you again, Pat. But it has not. Has not been working for me. Yep, keep saying. I don't understand why it does that. I cannot figure out why it's not working. It looks for it. You can send it by Messenger, email, or Gmail. Well, most people I talk to on Messenger, so that's usually how I send my invites. I'm not sure how to fix that. We could have done the quarters. What? Huh? What? Oh, I'm behind on the chat now. Go back down. Go back down. Go back down. Everybody's talking to Tad now. Tad's talking like crazy over here. Shane, Slotcar Hub, how you doing? And Grod Slutnik, how you doing? Ooh, see, I almost missed you guys. I would have scrolled down too fast. Welcome, guys. I appreciate it. Daniel, how we doing? We always got to get this part out of the way, right? I'm slouching to read. Why am I doing that? Of course, earlier we had Fox and Wolves, and we had the Fingers, and we had John Tucci. Yeah. I'm still trying to catch up here. Oh, and there's the other Shane. Hughes, how we doing? You feeling any better, buddy? Device is kind of charged. Device is kind of, what do you mean device is kind of charged? Hello. He says, hello here. Device is kind of charged. Yeah, we got no drama in here. We got quite a few people in here already. Great place to have a little fun. And I actually needed a little fun because, I haven't produced anything lately because I don't want to show anything. I should do like what Shane does, do a certain area and kind of give you a little show of it, but don't give you the whole story. But I'm not as good as he is. Hey, Clearwater, how we doing, buddy? Dr. Seuss. You know how much they want for a Grinch character just to put on my layout? Jesus, they've gone sky high. And then the ones that are sky high, they're supposed to be from the actual whatever the Jim Carrey version, and it looks nothing like any of the characters in the movie. So, coffee time. I don't drink coffee. What happened to your truck, Clearwater? I've been absent pretty much. I was on Tuesday or two lines with Marty the other night, but I was listening, not really reading the chat because I was working on a couple things at the same time. So, yeah, how are all my people from Florida? Because wow, It's just like one hit after another down there. And wasn't there another one producing? I haven't been watching the news either. So FK, fucking hurricanes, yeah. He's been around a little bit. Either that or No Drama is just exclusive to my channel. You got to come to my channel to talk to him. I'll get him to come around here, No Drama. Then they'll come around. We didn't come here to see you. Where's No Drama at? You said he's going to be here. But yeah, I mean, okay. So like I said, I was talking about the Halloween theme thing. I know a lot of you guys don't do scenery. That's kind of what I like to do. I'm not perfect at it by any means, but I do my best. And as all of you know, it's a Christmas themed layout. I'm going to produce a little Halloween layout just because it's so small in comparison to what I have for the Christmas layout. And the Christmas layout it'll look good, but it'll look better every year. So you'll have to come back and see it more often because I'll be working on it for the next few years. 132 figure on my layout. This guy dragging a driver, unpainted, $24. Nobody said this hobby is cheap. You're right. I got a 3D printer, and it's the filament, not the resin, like everybody else is getting into. I'm thinking about it because my wife works on Christmas projects for her coworkers, and she's wanting these deer. Well, when I get mine, and animals, you can usually get away with a filament printer because when you paint them up, the lines that show up in the model can look like hair, and you can kind of, the way you paint it, you make it look like it blends in with it, so it don't look bad. People, I have a person right around here. I don't know that I do. People don't turn out too awfully bad. Yeah, Shane knows this one, but yeah. So if I can get it to focus, get it back in front of the camera, right? Come on. I want it close by. It ain't gonna focus, is it? Anyway, this is a Stitch character, but well, like I got this will work. This is just a barrel. Can't get it to. Yeah, it's just not focusing. Yeah, I've seen that one, Clearwater. Actually, I thought about buying that one. I think it's the one I saw, it was on Colts 3D. And honestly, if you paint them up, and nobody's focused on the people at that distance when you're racing the cars around the track. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, there's lines in it, and it doesn't look as good as the smooth resin characters." It doesn't. But if you tweak your thing a little bit, you don't see the lines as well. Originally I was just using. Yes, I can. It's getting it to scale that's the hard part. If you're wanting 132, I struggle with 132 on a filament printer. That's why I've been thinking about getting the resin just so I could do my people on that. I can do other things with. I don't have that stuff in here either. Well, I do. I have been working on a coffin. It's going to focus on that or not. It's probably because I don't have enough light over here. Let me see here. Get it in there with the light. You can see a little bit of lines in there, but this has actually got lines set up in it that go above the regular print. So let me see here. Here's a better idea. Good. If I can learn how to use my camera. Not going to do it. I don't see it there either. Never mind. So there are lines there. You can barely see them. So by the time you put a little bit of, and I use regular model or acrylic paints. If it's thick, a little thick when you put it on, you really don't see the lines when you're done. Now, my early models, they were printing pretty thick on the lines. So when you painted them, you could still see it if you were right up close paying attention to it. But honestly, it's cheaper than going with the resin. Resin. If you're wanting to start off, I think it's a good place to start. I was told to go to resin at the get-go from Danny Wiley, but I got impatient because he was working and I was trying to talk to him while he was at work. Hold my hand up behind it. Oh, that's right. I think you said that somewhere else before. Let me bring some more light back in. There. You could kind of see those lines you see right below the cross right here. They're actually designed into the coffin piece, but like here's the back. Maybe that'll help. That is what was laying on the printer pad. I keep pulling away from the camera. Let's just get it right. But anyway, let's see if we can get it on this one. The light works a little better if maybe it's closer. So, and I keep moving away from the camera. I'm trying, guys. I apologize. Need something. You know what? There we go. I've been printing pumpkins. For a train car. So I don't know if you can see that or not. You can see it's really shiny though, but I usually sand them down a little bit before I paint. Now here's the bottom. These are screwed up ones, by the way. That's why you hear my printer in the background. I'm reprinting some because you get elements like this where it started great and then somehow it bumped it and it shifted off to the side. So now you got a lopsided pumpkin. And it's not a big deal because what I'm doing is I'm putting them in a train car. So it's supposed to be something like this. And then this was my original print of one, and it's on the top of it. It's a little itty. That's a pumpkin. So I can print pretty small on certain things. But people, because of their legs, being separate, or their arms out in the air, or what, for some reason, when it puts the supports in, sometimes they don't always work. And then, but I guess that would be the same as in the resin printer because it's printing from upside down versus mine printing up, down, up. So let me see here. It's a learning curve, and I'm learning. I just started learning a few things, like slowing down your print speed. And if you read your notes underneath the prints you find on Thingiverse and Cults 3D, they'll sometimes tell you need to slow this down to this ms, and it helps you out. I wasn't doing that for a long time. I wasn't looking at any of that. I was more one of those plug and play kind of guys. I just want it to work, damn it. Yeah, you have to adjust things. It's got a tree version and it's got a regular supports. The tree is good for tall places, but if you use it for like designing a car, it'll put so many tree pieces, which is basically a hollow cylinder, but it attaches itself to the vehicle. And I had that experience. I printed a car and I used the tree set, and I can't get it. I've been sanding with a actual metal file on it, and I can't get that stuff off. It's very hard. But if you print with the normal, it actually just barely attaches itself to it. So you can actually take an X-Acto knife and cut it right off, and you're good to go. Yeah, I'm not paying attention to what's going on here in the chat, so I see some laughing. Learning curve. Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, they're a hell of a lot cheaper than the resin. But I was told to get the Hallett Mage by Creality, which I have a Creality printer. But and some of your prints come with the supports with them. Not very many, but some of them do. It's something to. I've built cars. I've put all my little pin holders. I've built all these. And you can see, well, that's probably what I should have used in the first damn place. think my camera's just blurry. But there's little itty bitty lines in there. But I made these for my wife's people at work, and I've got gold, blue, black for my printer, and I got a green one in the other room because I try to use. I've been trying to make one of every color that I pick up. I haven't made a white one. I haven't made a clear one. I haven't made a pink one. I got a few others. Yeah, they're not. And the thing is this is the normal size it prints at, but I could have printed it bigger so these tools would have more space in it. But at the time, I wasn't keeping but your spatula to get it off, utility knife or my X-Acto knife, and then your cutters for cutting your string to begin with to get it at the right angle for you to put it in the printer, so it'll start pulling itself in. But I've added a few things since then because I have a tendency to stay in this room to work on things. So what happens is I have a bench in there that I built, and because I'm always in here, I can play my music or whatever, and I can just sit right here. But I don't like doing it in here because it does the damage to the desk if you miss. And I've got a mat, but I had that in here before when I was working on the Cobra car, which I shouldn't have brought up, but it's not ready yet. I haven't even had time to even mess with it. I've been working so hard to get this Christmas stuff going, and then this Halloween thing going. I have not touched that car, so it'll probably be a while. Who's leaving? Which Shane's leaving? See, I'm not even paying attention. Oh, it's probably Shane Hughes, I would bet, because he's got to go pick up his wife. I wish I had all my G.I. Joes from when I was a kid. Actually, went with my brother, but yeah, God, we had a ton of them. We had the jets, the helicopter. We had everything. Jeeps. Well, see, I built a lot of 124 characters because it's not a problem on here for me to do 124 and above. It doesn't do 148 very well for the train size, which is why I have the train up higher for displacement. But my layout's always supposed to be whimsical. So, there's not. It doesn't have to be to scale. It's the idea added to the layout. So you're here to watch slot cars, but then you're going to see little things of nostalgia or whatever that kind of pop up here and there, along with a storyline when I finally get it done or close to being done. So yeah, I think sometimes people think I'm just why are you doing a Christmas Village thing? Because that was actually my whole dream. Was the Christmas? I say this almost every time I come on live. I gotta quit doing that. But yeah, guys, it's a hobby. I don't like building. I'm more of a dreamer, so I like to build more of a dreamer world to go to, and I love trains anyway. They're very relaxing to me, and they're easy to do by yourself. Whereas if you got slot cars, it's hard to run against yourself. You can run the ghost car, but it's not very good competition at times because it's set at one speed, so you can have to figure out how to beat it. Yeah, you got some Army Green Men? Yeah. Actually, I've been wanting to get a hold of one just to see what the size is on that because I think it'd be close. So, like, I got these Hero Click. Well, this is not Hero Clicks, but man, it just does not want to focus on anything tonight. Come on. Okay, that's the Hulk if you don't know. But you stand him up to somebody else, he'd fit more on the train side of the layout than he would on 132. He's shorter than that, which I've got a bunch of superheroes up here. And yeah, they'll play eventually. Yeah, Pat, I know you think trains are cool too. I do. I do love them, and except I won't lie, I hate the Polar Express. Love the movie. I bought that Polar Express 3 times now, and I've got 3 engines that don't work. and that's the it's always a wiring issue. I've bought and I've got all the cars. Now I've been taking some of them apart to fix other cars, and taking some of them are LED lights. So I take those out. I'm gonna use them somewhere else. Because I mean, how many freaking of the same car do you need? I got I don't have the baggage car or the extras, but I got the. Well, it doesn't even matter. I got the basic package 3 times. I take it back. I only have 2 trains. I'm sorry, because I originally bought the 1 train, and my hobby store had a used set there. They sold me for dirt cheap. I don't even remember what I paid for it, but I wanted to add it on, so I had extra cars on my train, rather than the original. I think it's 3 that you come with the engine. So it was 3 more to put on there. Well, 2 more because you couldn't use the final passenger car because you only got 1. So, but now I've come up with the idea. Well, it's just like this thing. This idea here, guys. You can make anything you want. You don't have to pay full price for shit. And this is I got the train car at Menards. It's the Baltimore and Ohio, and it's blue and orange. And I plan to paint it. And I try to leave the orange in. If not, I'll have to paint it back on there. But I'm going to make it a Halloween car. So, and then I've got a Coca-Cola flat car that used to carry my Coca-Cola trailer that sat on here. And I took all the pieces off of it, so it doesn't do that anymore. But that was originally what I was going to do with these coffins. Now, that's not obviously big enough, but it's big enough. It's big enough height-wise, it's just not thick enough. So, yeah, it's a way to cheat the system, And like the printer, I print a lot of things that you can't necessarily find, or they want too much money for or whatever. Because I mean, how you don't have to spend all this money on your hobby if you can be creative. You did your own Christmas train cars. I was looking at those today. I was looking for a couple specific ones. They're ridiculous. You pay, let's say, okay, for Lionel engine cars, and I'm not saying all of them, your basic Christmas engine car or basic engine cars come for like $60-$70. You get a Christmas car, unless it's a one that has like a 2015 or something on it that's not relevant anymore. They sell them for $80 to $100 and something dollars. That's on Evil Bay, obviously, but yeah, it's a ripoff because it's just like I see it on. I'm looking for the Christmas vacation car. I found one on eBay today, but it was not the one. He's selling it like he's selling the one that I want, but it doesn't have the light up stuff. It's just a basic car, just with the Christmas vacation stuff on the sides. And that was an early model. The next one came out. It had the house actually have blinking lights and everything on it. And that's the one I'm looking for. But this guy wanted like $399 for that one car. I'm like, no, I wouldn't pay for that. It's not the one I'm looking for. You got to be careful on Evil Bay. It's very, very evil. I haven't looked into that. I could probably do that. The coffin carriage. Just like a good idea. Yeah, I'm just saying. And the printer, it cost me. I use the Elegoo material. This one's pink, and it's not all the way full. So I get this pink one. I think I got it for like $14. And I've tried the Creality ones on the Creality printer. They suck. They seem to break easier. They're a little more brittle, even though this stuff is brittle when you do it. But usually this will fill up all the way up to here. It's one, and you can get these on special. Sometimes you get 2 of them for the same price, or for the price of one. And I bought this one for a dragonfly thing I was making for my wife, but it didn't turn out, so it's sitting over on the shelf. I never finished it. And they do have a little slot in the box so you can see the color. They say to put them back in the plastic bag. I just put them back in the box. And I won't lie, there are times you get to
a certain point with the printer, you go, I don't have anything I want to print. And I wasn't printing anything a couple months after I got it. And then I started coming up with more ideas on the Christmas Village. Then I came up with this Halloween thing. And so I've been trying to work it. So if you're not going to use it that often, or if you're not a scenery guy, it's really not worth your time to buy a filament printer. Now, if you're wanting to build cars and stuff like that, build the slot cars, like the Three Amigos, resin's the way to go. I did print one. This it's funny how it worked. I got the printer, and I've always wanted an Oldsmobile, and I got it built. I finally got the markings and everything right in a 132 position for an Olds Cutlass. Anyway, as soon as I did that, that's when they came out with the kits for the 125s, do slot car corner, and I was like, well, son of a. So, but I was going to have to sand that body. It had so many lines in it, and it was an early model anyway, so I have to clone Betty. Yeah, well, I'd have to get her back here to clone her. And if I cloned her, I think I'd do like the weird science thing. I'd add all kinds of extra features. What do you guys think about that idea? I'm not asking you, Fox. I know you're going to go, hey, there's a lady present. I'm aware you're here. No, Jamal. I'm still working on a couple other things before I get to it. I have placed the floor down to see where I want to put it, but it's not a positive place yet. She got a sister. You know, she does. But I'd rather do the weird science thing. That way you can get away from. Yeah, you can make her whatever you want her to be. Trust me, I've already produced a bunch of women on these printers, and it's very hard for me to want to print a guy most of the time unless it has something to do with the cars, like the mechanics and stuff. But they have females for that too. So yeah, I'm a guy. I prefer to print the females. So it'll interest me more to paint them. I'm bad. I'm a pervert. But and the funny thing is, quite a few of them, they came out like, if you go on Colts 3D, you can go to what they call it the naughties. And I don't look at it that way. I look at it to see what characters you can get. Not necessarily the naked ones, but when you got a basic naked female on there, you can paint whatever you want on. Same thing with the guy. But if they actually have the naughty stuff going on, like two of them going at it or something, yeah, you can't really do that. You're going to have to portray it as what it is. But yeah. And again, good luck getting them into 132. I have a hard time sometimes with those. And that's the other thing about printing with filament, or even resin for that matter, on these sites. Most of them are free, but you got to be careful with those because you'll print it. It'll say it's going to take 8 hours to print. You'll set it up. You'll walk away, and you'll come back, and it was missing a part. It'll usually tell you something's missing, but you can still print it, and it'll work. But you'll come back sometimes, and that it basically turns into spaghetti, where the pieces was missing, and you just got a big old. Well, let me demonstrate. You get one of these. Now, you say, well, what happened? Well, it's going to finish the print no matter whether it's right or not. So, on a filament printer. So this is what I have left over. Now, the great thing about this is, and you're going, well, why do you still have it? You can technically paint this and make it a scrub. Nothing's wasted, guys. You use everything you got. Well, most of it. And then I've got a whole box of all the flats that I use for building things in case I can use them for something. I've got a shredder upstairs. I thought about shredding it and making it good use where I could mix the colors together and then put it down. That actually came to my head the other day when I was shredding some credit card shit they wanted me to take. I'm like, oh, we need no more damn credit cards. Yeah, it does look like here. And some of your Shane's because I printed this one that was in a chair. It was supposed to be a bathing beauty on a chair. Printed out perfect, except her hair. It fell apart. I use the e-glue, and it's the PLA, or you're calling it PVA, but yeah, I haven't tried anything else yet. So, and sometimes there's things that I've printed that I wished it would have been a little more flexible, because I kid you not, you drop one. Okay, I made 9 reindeer for a project I was working on, and they had a full antler rack on them. They barely touch anything. You drop it like this close from the. I can't catch it that fast, but anyway, you just drop it a little bit, and it hits, it snaps off. So I would like to get into. There's the I forget which one it is, but you can get into the part where you could do. If it hits, it's going to be a little more pliable. Not much, but a little bit, so you don't have everything breaking off all the time. You know, I can't show this one. It's not part of the plan yet. And I didn't come here to talk. Yeah, I know. I didn't come here to talk about filament printers. It's a topic that came up. I do enjoy it. It's fun to see what. I haven't tried to create anything myself yet, per se, because I think you got to know a lot more shit than I know. Some kind of the programmer or something like that. Maybe one of you guys knows what I'm talking about, but I don't know how to do that, and so I haven't tried. There's not that I don't have ideas of things I'd like to make. I mean, look at that. Hughes slot cars the other day. Jesus, did you guys see that rig? Freaking amazing. I would love to be able to do that with my kind of ideas and build things like that with that much detail. That was beautiful. It was beautiful. So if you haven't watched that one, I think most of you have, but if you haven't watched that, yeah, go over there. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Welcome. We're just talking a little fun around here. Yeah, that was a very well detailed truck, and yeah, cool as hell. Although if you did watch the show, yeah, he kind of slaughtered that guy on my punji pit idea or punji sticks idea. That guy was slaughtered. Anyway, yeah, I just manipulate them. Yeah, I've actually taken some and I've cut them off, cut off certain parts to make it fit something else I'm trying to do. You'll see more of that in the future. I won't be able to show you right now. I'm keeping it all a secret because I'd rather. It's kind of it's not really a look what I've done kind of thing. It's more of a Christmas gift to everybody. Just kind of something to watch and relax to. I'm not going to be doing a lot of talking. I'll probably talk at the beginning or something, but it's going to be just mainly a video with probably. That's what I hate about YouTube, but I'm going to try it anyway with Christmas music, and you get to see a race and the trains and everything else that's going on in the layout. But and I'll be as thorough as I can with what I've got done. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you could put the tray drivers probably pretty good on a filament printer. I didn't think about that. Yet I was because I made that Cobra car. I was sitting there trying to print the Sylvester Stallone version of Cobra, and that took a few tries to get him, but it still turned out really good. The one in the car that I've got screwed down inside the seat of the car is not as good as the one that stands outside that I have for standing next to the car. So, yeah. And see, I don't have a problem printing 124, 125, but so you got to take the prints, figure out what they're at, figure out in the millimeters and inches, and set it up that way. Once you got that, you can change your printer up. Most of the time, it works. Your little person car. Hold on, I'm trying to catch up a little bit. I get carried away with my talking. Yeah, that's the funny thing about it. You're right, the fingers. I remember them. Well, I guess they were doing it back then, but it took a hell of a size machine to do it. And now you got them where, I don't know, it's maybe a foot and a half across, by a foot and a half deep or something like that. Politically correct? What? I don't do politically correct. I'm not part. I don't play the game of the woke world. I'm just not one of those guys. It infuriates me on the stuff that people. Never mind. Now we're not going into that because that's politics. I really don't want to talk about it unless you guys want to talk about it. Then we can talk. I don't care. This is no reason. We can talk about anything. But you can't get upset with somebody else because they talked about it. Oh, politics, religion. What's the other one? You don't talk about. Yeah. Where are we at here? Why can't I see how much time I've been on? This is kind of weird. It usually has a timer at the top. Nope, Jody. Greg said I could say the M word. The M word? What's the M word? The mother trucker word? Is that what you're talking? Jodie Foster? What about Jodie Foster? I thought somebody was reading my background history. My first wife's name was Jody. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? You guys are stalkers. Jody, I don't understand the reference with the Jodie Foster thing. Fox has got a nasty slot. She's got a nasty slot car? Well, she hasn't shown that in a video yet. Hey, we all have dirty minds one way or another, I'm sure. It's a naughty car I have. Oh. I'm 42 minutes in? Is that what it says? I just don't see it on mine. I don't know why it's not showing me. I was just trying to do a short one, kind of explain, hey, I haven't been here. Well, I won't lie, it made me mad not to be here, but hey, this hobby's expensive. If you're not working and you're able to do this hobby, more power to you, but I got to work. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, what's that laughing at here? I have a naughty. It's a naughty car I have. Okay. Yeah. Chris has got all kinds of cars. I don't think he has a naughty car, though. He's got a lot of golf livery. You guys follow Chris on Facebook. Oh, George's Proxy with the midget racers. Yeah, I was supposed to. Yeah, so Tad wanted me to do the stripper car, or it was you, Tad? Wasn't it? It wanted me to do the candy, the candy stripper car. I don't even like the cars. That's my problem with that one. I just don't. It doesn't. The cars don't interest me. But I would do it for the fun of it. But I can't even finish the one car, so why would I try another one right now? And here's the sad: my dad's coming in town this weekend, and as most of you know, my dad's been doing model cars all his life since he was a kid, and I don't know how many models he's got. He's got more than he can ever finish. He's bringing them to me on Sunday, a group of them anyway. He goes, I'm never going to get to these, and he goes, I figure you could take them and do what you want with them and make them into slot cars. So I probably will have a ton of models here starting next week. And he asked me what I needed out of it, and I said, well, whatever you don't want to give me. I don't need the bottoms. This, that. I said, honestly, if I could get the glass and the body of the car, that would be a good start. The glass part for headlights and stuff like that. I don't really need the engine unless I wanted to put an engine in it, but I'm not interested in doing that yet. So that wouldn't be a big deal. But yeah. I don't even know what he's bringing me. But he says he's going to bring me a set, and he's got some more when he gets back. He's got 2 houses, one out in California and then one in Virginia. So I think they're out in California right now. And he's coming back through here for my nephew's son's birthday this weekend up in just north of me up there in Columbus, Indiana. Then he'll be down here. So yeah, I'll have a bunch of new slot cars possibly to build. Well, I mean, I used to do model cars with him. I actually like painting cars. I don't like painting a lot of other things, but I do like painting model cars because I always wanted to make, I don't use airbrush. I've always used the spray cans, and from what I've learned from my dad, now my dad uses an airbrush now, but he was learning how to paint with spray cans and still get the same effect you can get with an airbrush, and I like doing that. I haven't done it in a while. Matter of fact, I did that 132-55 Chevy I did. The first model I tried to build into a slot car, and I messed up the paint just a little bit, but I was still going to present it that way. That's the aliens. We're at Area 51. The aliens? Are we talking about some kind of movie or something? I'm talking, and you guys ain't listening, so I need to find out what everybody else is talking about. Yeah, I'll definitely show all the cars that I bring in, or some of them. Yes, the aliens are always at Area 51. Elf strippers. Hey, it's Christmas layout. You never know. May not get it on a car, but you might get it in the layout. I don't know. Yeah. And again, that's about what the hobby is. It's different to everybody. Everybody wants to do their own thing with the slot cars, or in my case, slot cars, trains, Christmas village, building buildings, painting model cars for that matter. If I don't use them, turn them into slot cars, I can put them on the layout somewhere. Which you guys, like I said, I showed that semi. I worked on that one. That was easy because the truck was all black, and it's not even done. Those little barrels I just showed you a little while ago are actually supposed to be the air filters or air breathers on the side of the truck that weren't on the model, but they are in the actual movie. So I actually painted the silver to kind of give that chrome look on top, and I'm supposed to glue them on the side. So they're down to size to look like air breathers that go on each side of the cab. I just haven't put them on yet. Digger, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I hadn't seen you around. Of course, I haven't been around. I am sorry if I haven't been watching everybody's channels lately. It's just there's been a lot going on, and you have to slack off somewhere, right? It's not that I don't want to see your guys' stuff. I try to watch everything, and I've been doing that for a long time. And well, right now I'm just I can't keep up. And we're getting ready to go into the busy season for slot cars because it's getting cooler. Everybody's gonna start staying in and racing, except for Chris over there. He's gonna be bringing his track in and going to his indoor track. So yeah, I did see something from Digger not too long. What was that video I just talked to you? It was a couple weeks ago, wasn't it? He had one out. I forget what it was. No, it was just the other day. That's right. Do I have any old trains? No. I never, I had HO scale trains when I was a kid. I don't know whatever happened to them all. But I used to be able to fill a whole room with track and have a log area, and they were working trains. When I came back to trains this time, originally it was only for the Christmas village, and so that's all I've got is Christmas trains, and probably the Polar Express is the oldest one. I would like to have some old trains, and he sells them at the shop. Some of them you got to repair yourself though, because you can't find the parts. He's got a bunch of old stuff in there, but which I was going to talk to him about because I know he's got rail cars in there, and I want to get some and start painting up my own schemes. And screw their Christmas cars, I can build my own. and it'll say Merry Christmas on it instead of all the other bullshit they put on these damn things anymore. I've got, well, let's see, I've got the Christmas Light Express. I've bought 2 Polar Expresses. I've bought a Christmas Docksider. I have the Santa Fe passenger train, and I have Frosty the Snowman engine and thing, and then that Docksider had a set of cars, but because it doesn't work anymore, I've got it hooked to the Frosty train. So the only one that doesn't smoke right now is the Santa Fe. The rest of them have working smoke and lights, and I like steam engines more, but the Santa Fe was more. It was the first one I bought because it was the nostalgia of I had one when I was a kid. Who didn't have a Santa Fe train when they were a kid? If they had trains. So, yeah, that was the first one I wanted right off the bat. As soon as I saw it, I was looking through. I went to the shop and he had it there, so I started doing the research on YouTube and yeah, all for sale from that hobby shop. I don't know if all of us for sale, but yes, I do. I have a whole Rudolph Christmas village. Well, I've got 14 pieces out of the 63 pieces they sell, and they're expensive, but they actually started coming down on eBay. Yeah, Menards has been doing a lot for the train community. Their buildings are outstanding. They're the 3.5 or 4.5 plugins, and they're lit up. They got the characters already on them, and they're very detailed. And then they've got the old 3-rail track, and they've actually started producing a couple of trains here the last few years, similar to like the Santa Fe. It's basically the same model. What's that called? I want to say something 70 or whatever. I can't remember the train name right now. But anyway, yeah. If you want to get into trains or put a train on your layout, and you don't want to spend all that extra money for the Lionel and all that, that's a good place to start right there at Menards. And they're doing more and more every year. I mean, I remember when it started off with just like an Arby's drive-through restaurant with a couple of cars on it. They also sell, they sell a bunch of buildings. You'd have to look on their site. Just type in O-Scale on Menards website, and they'll show you everything they got. And then you can see if it's available at your store, or you can just order online. And that's all year round. The only time they show it is around Christmas time. Like right now, it's the Halloween season, so that'll be a little bit longer before they take that down, and then the Christmas starts showing up. But they've got some beautiful pieces, and I've been wanting some, but a couple of them are a little, they're in the around the $100 range. Like a police station, they got a hospital, they got a few things. Yeah, you should check them out. Yeah. Your uncle and your cousin are big thing. My understanding from my side of the family, I had an uncle. Well, it was my dad's uncle. He was my great uncle. He lived up in Chicago, and he was a single man all his life. I guess he got married and then got a divorce or whatever. His whole entire house was a train layout, except where he slept. And he did it. My understanding is he did it in scale. So and if anybody knows anything about in scale, it's tiny. Say I have one right here, but I don't, because I do have an in scale track. Anyway, they're real small, and he had his whole house filled with this layout. And I remember, and it's very vague, I remember sitting on his lap, him showing me the trains. And I can only remember one certain area where he had a bunch of different trains coming through this mountainside. That's all I can remember. I don't remember anything else. And then I got my first train for my 7th birthday. Oh, did I see Colt's here? He's easier too. All right, hey guys. Easy, Colt. How you doing tonight? Glad you could make it. Hey, Colt, you got your flight license yet? If you guys haven't watched one of their videos, You should watch their latest one that came out. Look them up, subscribe to them. Colt's quite the driver, especially by himself. He's a hell of a drifter. The rest of the time, he kind of takes flight by damaging his dad on the track while he does it. It's funny. You should watch it. At least that was my take on it. Sorry, Easy. He was slaughtering you on the track. High, slightly mod slot cars. Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah. You should definitely take a look at that. Matter of fact, anybody here, if you don't know somebody else here, any one of these channels is great to look at. So I suggest you check them out. I don't segregate from anybody. We all have our own way of doing things, and I've only ever unsubscribed from one person, and that's it. And I'm not going to explain it. It's over with. It's just, Let's see. P scale Pat. Yeah, there we go. That's what he should have named himself, not Pat Slots. P scale Pat. He's got all the naughties at his house. If you want to pay. You got my 100 hours. You got your 100-hour pilot license? Good deal. I'm not sure I still want to take a flight with you yet, though. Did he leave? I know he had to pick up his wife from the airport. That's why he wasn't even on the live tonight. And that was he was afraid he was going to miss the show, and I was like, blah blah blah. And I was like, at the time I wasn't feeling it. I was like, maybe I just won't do the live. And then here comes Pat, here comes Jamal, and and then he starts going, yeah, go ahead and do it. I was like, I got 3 people telling me to go ahead and start it up, so here I am. Oh, you're back. See, I don't know what time it is there. I usually know, but I don't. It's almost 7:00 here. So we've been going almost an hour. Oh, now I got a timer up there. 57 minutes, 55 seconds. But I'll probably keep it around an hour. If we go over a little, or I really don't believe in doing timing when you're doing something like a live like this, where I'm not explaining or showing you anything really necessary. It's more of a chat, so we can all get to know each other on more than just, hey, I know you got a channel and I've seen your slot cars. That's what this is about. And honestly, that's what I like about Two Line Slot Cars on Tuesday nights. It's the same thing. I mean, he has a different menu for what he's doing than I do, but it's the same kind of thing. Everybody gets in there. You can ask questions. You can chat. However, I'm going to ask a question real quick. I was going to ask it on Marty's the other night, and I forgot about it till then he ended the show before I could say anything. So when you're adding your power supply, and I've got that. I've got a power supply I bought off Amazon. I think it's the same one that Marty has. Where do you cut the Carrera cord at? Before the box or after the box? I just want to know. I know you got to put a fuse amp in there, but when you get the cord, you got the plug in, then it comes out, and then you got that big box, and then you got the rest of it that goes up to the control. You're right, Tad. It is very, very hard to keep up with everybody. And I feel bad when I miss certain people's channel. Well, I feel bad when I miss everybody's channels because I try to watch them all. Even if I just come in and say, yeah, cool. Now, Rob Sale, I always comment on his. I have to watch him because I know he's going to show another Ford, and I'm a Chevy guy, so I give him crap. Now, today I actually said something different. I actually put up the Ken Miles car. I said, okay, I got to have that one. You got me to my breaking point. What? Huh? You said I was going to give $100 to come watch. I did not. If I did, I already spent all the money. So y'all are shit out of luck. 100. Yeah. Well, how many people do I have in here? I don't even know that either. 25. Yeah, I don't have $2,500. If I did, I have a lot more slot cars and trains. Actually, I won't lie. I'm pretty good on slot cars. I mean, I'm still going to get them, but I am going to slow down. I'm going to start spending the money on, I keep saying I'm going to do it. Oh, yeah, right, Shane. $200? Yeah. It's in the mail. I'll tell both of you. I got one going to Florida, one going to Australia. Your guys' checks are in the mail. Yeah, Chris, I'll get it right out to you. I need to make sure who all was showing up so I can write out the checks. I mean, $100, you can buy you a slot car somewhere. Maybe not a BRM, but you can get a Revo if you guys like Revos. I'm not saying, Shane. I will tell you each individually what I'm paying you. What? Yeah, yeah, I made Digger pay for it. See, that's how I'm paying you guys. Digger's got to pay me to come here. So I have $500 to split among 23 people because you take Digger out of the program. I was at 25. Now I'm at 24. I know I don't have a big takeaway here, but I see most of my friends here. Everybody shows up here, usually my friends, so I'm happy with that. It means a lot to me when I got people in. I'm not looking for numbers. I just want a place for us to all go chat and have some fun. Although they usually turn out with a little bit of slot cars. Then we start talking a little sexual innuendos here and there, and then we go over to movies. Anybody seen the new Deadpool yet? I've seen it 3 times now, but your bank account doesn't take checks? That's okay, because my bank doesn't give out checks, so I don't have one. I mean, honestly, who's using a checkbook anymore? I should be careful what I say. Somebody could steal my information and then take all my money. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody's already trying to do that anyway. Hello, friend. You're a cool dude. Oh, well, I'm not that cool. I fake it. Fake it till I make it. What was that? When Marty was talking about the race the other day, I actually made that comment. I said, you fake it till you make it. Because he brought up he wasn't sure that he was aiming to win the race. He was just going to go have a good time. And I'm like, because he's not to that level. You don't know when you're going to be to that level. And everybody has a good time. I told you, how you doing? Everybody has that lucky day on a racetrack. I mean, anything could go wrong with anybody's car. Motor goes out. You lose a hub. Your tire disintegrates. One of the wiring comes loose. These all are potential breakdowns for you that will slow you down from winning a race. And you could be the most cautious driver out there and win a race because the other guys were driving hard and going for the win, and their cars gave out on them. I don't personally race like that. I probably would if there was something like that close by. And I'm not talking about Tad's place. I'd be intimidated to go get on Tad's track. 1, it's a wood track. 2, it's a round track. Yeah. I'd be on the ground. What? Anyone ever watch that Trading Paint? Yes, with John Travolta. That was a good movie. It wasn't a big success, but it was a good movie. Was it John Travolta? Yeah, it was John Travolta. For some reason, I'm getting in my head. It was but it was one of the. Yeah. Told you I've been missing out on some of your videos lately. I can't keep up. You're putting out so many of them. There's quite a few good racing movies if you know how to find them. Yeah, you always got to say metal. This is my channel. You don't say metal. Rock on! If I had my choice, we'd be playing some decent music tonight. The damn YouTube. Just doing your job, right? Yeah. Hey, I think you got more videos than ever, but you're producing more videos. But I like your videos because you got your friends over there playing. And I don't have any friends to play with. You guys, I can watch your channel and I like to watch 50s and 60s hot rods movies. Yeah. So yeah, and that's Days of Thunder is a good movie. I've always liked that one, even though I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan. Ford versus Ferrari was good. What was that other one? I'm trying to think of it. Oh, I had that one with Sylvester Stallone. What was the name of that one? Where he was driving. Well, they're pretending they were driving Formula One. I had the movie. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, Ford versus Ferrari. It was really good. I think they did really well with the Hollywood style of that movie. But yeah, that's right, Driver. Thank you, Easy. That one was pretty good. It's called "Have Ruined Your Town." How's that, Clearwater? You know, I haven't been putting up anybody's stuff. Yeah, that's where that Cobra car is a Mercury, and I actually ordered several models of that, and one of them's a resin print, and I still haven't sent it today. But now that he's got a printer, I'm probably never going to send it to him. I need to probably tell him that because he can print it himself, you know. So I was sending it to him because I figured I wasn't going to use it, and he was going to do it. The people used to make the hot rods out of those kind of cars, or they dressed them out. You didn't have both. If you did, you had a lot of money, I guess. Good, y'all. Are you trying to get a country accent on a Shane? You can't say y'all. What's up, y'all? Actually, the furthest one, well, yeah, Clearwater, but they don't really have a southern drawl. Atlanta does, though. Tennessee's got a pretty good one. And people say I have one. I don't know if I do or not. I don't say y'all that very often. Certain words that I took out of my vocabulary, like dude and what was the other ones? Oh, Jesus. I hate being somebody goes up, hey, what's up, dude? Dude. I don't know. There was a guy that used to say it to me all the time at a job, and it just drove me up a freaking wall. Yeah. He said, y'all, we're not in Texas. There's a few of you in Texas. I don't know. I don't think they're on the channel tonight. So if you haven't seen lately, being put one out and bought a semi that's pimped out. Let's just display 132 scale. Here, I'll put this up. I can't read it all. See, I'm supposed to be doing that as I go through. I mean, I've always liked when I played video games. I like racing games, and I usually pick the classics, even though they sucked on a freaking. They made them really terrible on a game, but then again, they were probably like that in real life. Tail end like to slide around a little bit because they had so much muscle behind them. Oh. Clearwater. I used to live up in Newport, Rhode Island, and I can pick when I'm talking to somebody from there. I automatically go back to that accent, but I have a hard time doing it around here. And then when people go, "Well, what's the accent sound like?" I try to explain it to them. You know, they silent their R's and you want Whopper with cheese. Nice car. Nice what? Nice car. It's the New England, yeah, the New England accent's a little different. It's just because they silent their R's, you know, and then they have their own little slang that's different than, you know, say me from the Midwest. Dad's only got one slang. Metal. Yeah, you're right, Clearwater. They do add R's in certain words that don't need to be there. They're not supposed to be there. So something happened a long time ago, something to do with R's, and people don't know how to use them. They say Christmas. I better shut up. My friend Colleen, she still lives up there. We talk on a regular basis too. She still lives up there in Newport, and she'll get on my ass. Struth, still says umbrella. You grab the umbrella. I don't know. My wife says I'm going to try and say it on here. I say toilet, but then she says I don't say that. She says I say turlet. I don't ever think I've said turlet. But yeah, her and my daughter give me shit about it all the time. Haha, you catch the pun. Hey, Mike. Good afternoon. It's not good afternoon. It's good evening. So what's everybody's plans for this weekend? Are we going to run some slot cars? What's this mean to a person from Massachusetts? Cockies? I don't. I'm lost on that one. Under my umbrella. Reller. Yeah, you're right. Funny, I just listened to that song not too long ago. It came on the radio. Yeah. Good luck getting car keys out of their mouth. But the funny thing is my friend Colleen is out there, and she's originally, I guess, from Indiana, and I didn't know that. And when I was out there, me and her were really close friends. We both worked at the same place, and we just stayed friends all these years until I got married the first time. And my wife, I guess, answered a phone call to her one time and said, reported some bad shit about me that wasn't true because she didn't want her calling no more. So, and she knew about her beforehand. It just pissed her off. I could be sitting at a stoplight. Never mind. I'm not going to talk about my divorce. I could be sitting at a stoplight, and I'm guilty of checking out the other girl at the other side who's waiting to turn her left while I'm waiting to turn my left. And then I found out her second husband had the same problem. Insecure much? We all have our insecurities, I guess. I'm normally, I kind of tend to live on the negative side, so Shane does a wonderful job keeping me in a good mood. Yes, you too, Pat. And Jamal. Actually, all of you do. Because it's someplace you can go and just relax and have a good time, and you don't have to ask them to leave at the end of the night. Just good day, I'm out of here. Did I say that right? Good day, Mike. We're going to switch it because we've got more Aussies in here than we do Americans. Down by the Billabong or some shit. Yeah. Dunny equals toilet. Toilet. You go to the Dunny. Well, I was in the military, so we always call it the latrine, but I didn't even know you were here, DG. I must have missed it when you were talking. Sorry, man. I should have brought you on the live. See, then I could, well, you're an Aussie. I don't know if I could bring you on here. This is the American channel over here. Guys, I don't go by that crap at all. I find it funny that I have more friends in Aussie than I do anywhere else as far as on the channels and stuff like that. I think it's great. One Dunny, two Dunny. Well, I might have to do a one Dunny after this. I don't know, Shane. All clear, play on. Oh, gotcha. It is Thursday night. I didn't think about that. That's probably why nobody missed me the last 2 Thursdays, because of football. Man, I'm going to have to change up my night, ain't I? Might have to go to Wednesdays. No, because Halloween is on a Thursday. you guys aren't watching football, I want to see some videos sent. eWildman55 at Yahoo. Send your videos there. I'm going to try and get some videos up here on Halloween of your Halloween layout. And I'm not asking you to change everything on your layout. Just do something Halloweeny for fun of it. Now, the more creative you get, the better off you are. But the I can't use that word. Wabaki? Wab? I don't know what it means. No. People at work say that. I say, yeah. So my buddy Shane down in Australia, and they go, "Fuck Australia! You seen the size of the spiders down there?" Everybody said. I swear to God, everybody tells me that. Have you seen the size of the spiders down there? Well, Shane still hasn't found that one that went into the slot car room, so we're in trouble. I don't watch. I did until it got political. Honestly, it just seemed like all the games were rigged. Going from playoffs to the. I'm sorry if I'm hurting anybody's feelings, but honestly, it should be the two best teams of the season, not because you just happen to knock out the good team on a luck. It should be the two best teams, and I don't agree with the way they do their breakdown. I mean, it gives you two chances, but man, because what ends up happening is you get some team that got lucky, got in there. Then you got this dominant team that just wipes your ass all over the field, and it's not any fun to watch. So, I mean, I'm a Chicago Bears fan. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. We don't win anything anymore. But, it's all the politics. I just got tired of it. Then people taking a knee over bullshit. Now, I will say I'm an American and I support the American flag. However, I also will tell you that I don't believe in us having. I believe what the flag stands for. I don't believe we should have flags. Because we're all human beings trying to make it to whatever we're trying to make it to. I don't understand why we have to have so much freaking separation in the world. Just can't stand it. Oh, you're an Aussie. Oh, you damn Englanders. Oh, you're Russian? Oh. Actually, it's worse. We go anywhere, you're an American? Get the fuck out of my country. We are not liked. Because our government's assholes. I said that today, as a matter of fact. I'm not going to get into politics, but I'm going to say this. When the Constitution was originally written, we didn't have the whole United States. And it was this certain amount of people. And it increased a little bit. But there's so few people running this country compared to who lives in this country. And they're making all of our decisions for us. And that's everywhere. That's every government you have. You're letting a small group of people represent you. They can spend cash how they want to. They can pretty much do whatever they want to do without you being able to do a damn thing about it. So anyway, that's what I'm going to leave that part. Let's go down to a better topic because again, Crocs. Yeah, well, here's how it goes down there in Australia from my point of view, or my wife's point of view. Let's go by my wife's point of view. They got spiders. They got sharks. Shane's told me they got man o' wars down there. They got some of the deadliest spiders, deadliest snakes. Hell, even a kangaroo could kill you. And a koala bear, they're not very nice anyway. They got some long claws. That can fuck you up. So, I don't see how. She's like, you'll never get me in Australia. I want to go once. Just go visit all of everybody. All right, I'm lying. I wanted to go down and visit Shane, but now I've got more friends down there. But you'd all have to come to me because I'm not traveling all over the United States, all over Australia to find you, because that's a big circle around that island. I know none of you live in the center of it, so. Slot controllers. What? Huh? Yeah, no one likes Americans. And it's not the Americans. Meh. Yeah, there's quite a few now. Most people in America are assholes. There's a few of us left. I'm an asshole most of the time. That's because I have to be. To fit in. Yeah, we do have the brown recluse. Uh, See, I don't usually mess with spiders. It's not that I'm afraid of them. Not I'll. This is a bi-level house, so in my basement where I'm at, my wife gave me the whole downstairs, so that's where my slot car room is. I got another room right outside this office. Then I got the office. Um, yeah, spiders get down here. I don't remove them. Don't even try to kill them. I don't do anything. My wife, on the other hand, she'll make a deal with them. If they're making a web by the door, you stay on the web, you're fine. If you come inside the door from that web, you will die. So that's how she plays it. And she'll actually, she told me she was talking to one of them. She goes, "Yep." One day I came in and there he was inside the door, and I said, "I warned you. Now I have to kill you." Yeah, I'm glad they're reclusive too. We also have the black widows around here too. As a cable guy formerly, they weren't. I didn't see them very often for a long time. But they're towards the end of my career, about 20 years ago. I started seeing them. Now I haven't been to Iraq. That's the one thing I can say about being in the military. I never went to any battles anywhere, but I've heard those little suckers are bad. And that's just it. We're looking at things. These people, Australians, grew up in that, so they know what's bad, what's good, and they know how to deal with it. And where we don't, so we go down there. Yeah, we'll probably get killed by anything because we don't know what to look for. Same thing if they came here. Yeah, the Burmese python. It's not even supposed to be in Florida, but they're freaking collecting them all the time. Yeah, the banana spiders. Do we have camel spiders like those? What? Huh? Oh, Chris is talking about some controllers still. Professor Motor plug and play controllers. I like the one I got. I'll probably need to get another one. So if I ever do have just one racer, we have similar controllers. I don't, I could use that little push button from Carrera, but I'd only use those for like if I have more than one other person racing. But I've got that True Speed, and I like it. I don't feel like I need another one. I can. It's perfect for me. I mean, of course, I haven't tried one of the higher end ones up above that, so maybe you never know. But I also don't feel like I need to spend that kind of money to get a controller because I'm not into the racing side necessarily as far as clubs and stuff like that. So yeah, I do love my True Speed controller. It was honestly that's one of the best buys I ever did for my track. I didn't know until I finally did it. So what if there's a spider on my shoulder? He's probably my friend. Yeah, we have brown recluses in Indiana. Yep. Yeah, they're nasty little varmint. Like I said, the black widows have been showing up in the last 20 years. I went to a house and they actually had a nest right there at the crawl space entrance when you went in. Now I was a little smaller then, but I was gonna, I wasn't gonna go in there, but then I was like, man, I got a Tyvek suit, so I put a Tyvek suit on and I went through it anyway so I could get the job done and get out of there. But I did tell her about it when I came out that she had that problem and she needed to get somebody to come out there and clean out that before it became an infestation. But that's my thing. The spiders are in the ecosystem. Yeah, we don't like them, and some of them are poisonous, and yeah, they're not good for us. But they also balance out the bug population. And if we keep killing them all, there's more bugs than there are spiders. And I hate bugs. I hate them just because they're annoying. Yeah, I never said I was thought spiders were cool looking. I mean, we called it a what was it? It was not a banana spider, but I called it the banana spider when I was a kid. It used to be on our pine bushes out by our porch on the farm, and every year there would be one there, and it was just black. It was real big, about the size of your hand, I guess. And it had the yellow lines through it, so I always called it a banana spider. I don't remember the actual name of it, but yeah, I took a shotgun once and went out there and just blew. I was a kid. I was like, yeah, I'm tired of looking at that thing. It's gonna get me. Wasted a complete shotgun shell on that. I did get yelled at for that though, because when you came out, it was on the side towards the road. and I just went out there and shot it. Could have killed somebody. I laugh about it because nothing happened, but yeah, it could have been bad. Tony Droney. What's that? I'm in new. You're in what? NS. Oh, NS. I can't read. That's the thing they don't let you do here is make the print bigger. We could be. Hey, if you listen to everything that goes on in the world, we're all related. He's on the border of where? Crazy? Oh, I missed it. What did Daniel say? Well, yeah. I can't say I wouldn't, but I know that it's wrong. You have to give me the right circumstances. The older I get, the more calm I've gotten. Let's put it that way. Because my wife saved quite a few of our animals from, well, a couple of cats from me. And I'm a cat person when I was a kid. This cat, I went over and I was trying to get him for some reason. I grabbed a hold of him, just barely got a hold of him, and he was trying to get away. But then he took his mouth, all four paws in my leg, and was biting me. And yeah, it hurt. And then he jumps down and takes off, and he went into a closet. Well, my wife was right there by the bed, so she stepped in front of me. And I was ready to kill it. I don't look at animals that way anymore. But when I was on the farm, that's how we took care of our own animals, even when we put them down. So that's how I was brought up. But we got all these Aussies talking to each other about something. And that's just how those days were. We didn't have really necessarily farming. We had a lot of rabbit. We had 300 head of rabbit at one time, or was it 3? I don't remember. A lot of shit to clean up is what it was for me at my age. And we had to water and feed them before we got on the bus that morning to go to school. I always had chores. Now you say, well, my kids always like, well, what are you going to pay me to do it? I'm not paying you shit. Nobody paid me. You know what I got? You know what I got paid with? I got a bed and I got food in my belly. And some clothes on my back. And the only first time I ever got any money for doing anything was my dad. He gave me, and it was just, I would ask him if I could have $5 to go cruising in high school. And I had a 68 Ford pickup truck. So I could, $5 would go a long ways back in those times. The gas was like 79, 89 cents a gallon. And I could do all the cruising, which normally we were parking in a parking lot anyway. So, X Market parking lot, if Tad even knows about that place here in Boonville. He probably remembers X Market. Yeah. So, in order for me to get that $5, he made me mow the lawn, which I found ironic because my dad was so particular about his lawn. He still is to this day. He's retired. He's got a condo in Virginia Beach, and he doesn't have to mow anymore because he sold his house, moved in there, and he's already went out and complained about the guy mowing the grass because there was grass clippings on the concrete, and he killed a spot on the grass or something like that. Yeah. My dad's always been particular about the grass. Well, and that's what needs to be taught. That's the problem, and I blame myself for my own kids. Each generation, they go, well, I want my kids to have better than I did. What was so wrong with your childhood that you need to do better? I got my ass beat when I was wrong, or I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing, like trying to touch the oven with my hand when I was a little kid. I got my hand smacked. That to me, that's not abuse. It's teaching you. You know, if a parent tells their kid, "Don't touch that," then they shouldn't be touched. If they do, then they get a little beaten. But didn't stop anybody from doing that to my ass. And I think I turned out all right. You know, we all do stupid things too when we're young. So I've had my share of stupid things. I just didn't get caught. Kids today, never mind. I'm not gonna get started. There's an example of that that I know of, that they got in trouble for going somewhere, and what did they do 2 months later? Go right back to the same place. Oh, I didn't think they'd call again. Yep, you're a dumbass. You should have learned your lesson the first time. You don't want to go there. I don't blame myself totally. Don't get me wrong. I was a strong disciplinarian. But I come from, I don't even like talking about it. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. But I came from, I got my ass beat pretty good when I was a kid. To the point of it wasn't all necessary. Let's put it that way. I was scared to do that when I had kids. And so I was very mental. And very little physical, but mental. And then I realized that the mental was worse than the physical. I tried to change it around. I just had to learn how to control the anger when I was doing it. Does that make sense? See, this is what I'm talking about. You get a little men's health going on here. And female, sorry. Sorry, Fox. Didn't mean to put TV out there. Yeah, so no, and that's the problem. There's not enough. And I didn't do it enough to my sons. My youngest, I walked out the door one day in the winter. It was they were here on Christmas break. And I walk out and he's going something about fucking this, that, or that. And he was like 8 years old. And I laughed. I didn't laugh with him in front of me. I thought it was funny, but I didn't actually ever discipline him for it. And man, I caught hell from my wife for that. She goes, if it had been any of the other kids, you would have had their ass. I was like, but so yeah, things like that where you didn't pick up where you should have. But my kids turned out all right. They had their share of problems too. All my kids are adults. Yeah, they're all living their own lives. Other than the daughter still lives here, but she's never here. She's got a boyfriend. She's always gone. So yeah, don't make kids' life simpler because then they just want more. It's the same as we were. We were not slightly mad for nothing. Yeah. I think I understand what you're saying there. Yeah, the crazy face. The one that actually got me one time was my son was, I don't even remember what age he was. Okay, he was at the age where he would still play in the turlet, as I say. And I had a little 2-bedroom house not too far from where I'm at now. And I was renting it. And anyway, I walked down. It was just a little 2-bedroom with a bathroom, a living room, and a kitchen. And I walked down and he was playing it, and I blistered his ass. I really did. And I actually thought I overdid it. It made me feel terrible. Because I thought I was reverting back to something I didn't want to be. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to do all my feelings out here. I'm just sharing things with you guys. I'm not trying to put a pedestal box in front of me. But since the subject came up, or I brought it up, maybe I don't know. I don't who brought this up. We're not doing enough laughing here, guys. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think every parent goes through that. There's a point where there's 1 or 2 times and then they go, they go into the room and they break down and go, oh, I took that too far. Yeah. You're right. It's called being a human being. You're right, Easy. Because if you don't do the discipline now, who's going to be able to do it for them later? Kids want so much now, they just want it given to them. That's the problem. And our kids didn't get spoiled. They got nice things at Christmas time, but throughout the year, they hardly got anything. We had 5 kids in the house. Plus, actually, we always usually had 6 or 7. But, yeah, so did I try to do something? I always tried to have something nice for him on Christmas Day. Now, we had bad Christmases just like everybody else in the world, where you didn't have two nickels to really rub together, but you still pulled something off. And my kids, I've talked to them since, and they don't remember a damn thing about anything ever being a bad Christmas. So, and my mom said that to me one time too. Like, I don't remember ever being a bad Christmas. She was, remember those years I made those big gigantic stuffed teddy bears? I was like, yeah, I remember those. She was, yeah, we didn't have anything. I made almost everything for you that year. I was like, it was still home. It was a great Christmas. I wasn't brought up that way. I wasn't brought up but I was happy with whatever I got. And back then, we had several family Christmases, and you know, I got a lot of the same things at certain places. Like, remember those? I wish I had them now. Those little Dukes of Hazzard wind-up cars that went on your wristwatch. Well, it was a wristwatch with a car that had the plastic thing. You pushed it open, and it had a little ramp that you pulled out. It would fire off and go down. Yeah, I had like a million of those damn things. Ain't got a one now. I wish I did. I think they're worth some money. Well, Chris, thank you for coming by. I haven't caught everybody trying to get out because I was talking and not looking at this thing, but have a great weekend. Looking forward to seeing another video from you soon. Yeah, because you're like Jamal, you're an hour ahead of me. So you're there in Ohio. It's already 7:30. I probably don't need to stay on here much longer anyway. I'm going down the dreary how to raise your kid thing. That's not fun. It is. No, raising your kids is fun. You miss it when it's gone. Trust me. You get that empty nest syndrome, but then when they come by, you're so happy to see them. But then 5 minutes later, you're like, I can't take the noise anymore. Get out. You're happier when they leave. It was great seeing you, but happy you're gone. Oh, let's see here. Tad, don't you start. Oh, because we haven't gotten to movies yet. What movies would you like to talk about now? Well, you need to probably bring up Halloween. I'm trying to do the Halloween season, but the problem is Americans are more about the Halloween season than overseas across the pond because they don't celebrate. They celebrate Halloween. They don't celebrate it to the. I don't know what our thing is with all our decorations. It's bigger than Christmas here in the United States. Now, me, I'm a Christmas guy, but yeah, if I went online right now, well, let's take this back. If I went online during the summer and I wanted to buy Halloween or Christmas, and let's say, well, I got a new train from. It's a Halloween train, as a matter of fact. That'll be showing here soon. They have another one in the Christmas mode. Now, these in particular are the same price, but if you do that with anything else, like in Halloween versus Christmas, the Halloween will be more expensive. Halloween villages are more expensive than Christmas villages in most cases. You sat through 3 hours of Dune 2? Yeah, I remember you saying something about it being 3 hours. You weren't sure you could do it. I've watched part of the first one. I've never finished it. Oh, I don't know. I don't go to stores very often, but I do a lot of my shopping from my house. I don't like to go anywhere. Um, yeah, like Walmart here's already got their Christmas stuff up, but they've already started selling out of shit there too. And I try not to make it. I don't make Christmas about commercial. Do I buy lights and I put all that? It has nothing to do with the. It's not commercialism necessary. It's bringing that feeling. That's what I've always thought it was. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're buying all these lights. You're just helping with the capitalism and blah blah blah." And no, no. And in all honesty, I buy the lights for myself. Scary movie. Why are we going to scary movies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Can't do all of them in one night. I watched it was scary lately. Earlier I came home and I put on HBO and or Max, and I started to watch that new Salem's Lot series they got. Um, I didn't get long enough into it before I came down here and started getting ready for whatever, but it seemed like it was going to be a decent story. And it had a book writer that came into town and whatever it was. You just have to watch the first episode and you can get an idea. Well, good night, Colt. Keep those wings at a low altitude tonight, okay? Just sleep right, slow. Oh, I know you won't, but I'm just saying it. Oh, yeah. My wife used to watch it. And I actually watched it a little bit, and you know, I don't know how I feel about it because he made himself out to be like the king all of everything, and that kind of bothered me. You know, like I don't have to care about any particular ones. I can have my favorites, and that's who I pick. And then I saw something I think it was on YouTube the other day. They had some kind of little, I don't know, couch casting thing, and I was like, dude, they've gotten old. I stopped watching it. But does he have 10 wives? The one I was watching was he had 7 at the time, and all these kids, and really he didn't have. And I don't understand how he was able to. I know he was spending different nights with the kids. He was moving from house to house or whatever because they buy a housing area, and they all live there. But and whatever he did for a job, I don't know. I can't remember. But you got all these kids. I don't know how you could do it. And one of those kids get raised properly unless the moms are all involved. I mean, if they all left him, you imagine his child support? you know, uh, that's just one of those. You can only. I can't handle more than one. I can tell you that right now. We all have those dreams once in a while as a single guy. Oh yeah, I can handle them all. No, you can't. Once you get married to one, you realize that's not possible because you no longer wear the pants. Um, yeah, my wife always tells me after we go somewhere or something, she goes, yeah, just let you act like the man, let you believe you're the man, but we know you're not. She goes, let's go. Men would probably not take care of themselves as much without women. I'll say that. But you know, we'd be more the wild beast types. I don't need a shower today, and you'd only work on the things that would to help you out. I mean, you'd work with the other guys to work out, as a community kind of thing, like you see the Amish do. But I I do watch Christmas movies. I listen to Christmas music quite often throughout the year, only because it cheers me up. Um, like I said, the slot car room used to be 24-hour Christmas all year long, and I could go in there and relax. And I usually watch movies down there because my wife always watches something different than me. I've talked about that before. Um, no, I like Christmas. I don't usually watch the movies because I kind of do the countdown with all my favorites. I try to watch them all before Christmas. Um, of course, I've got my favorites. I found somebody the other day that didn't know who Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was because my dog's name is Yukon. They had no idea who Yukon Cornelius was. I was like, you got to be kidding me. No, I have no idea. I was like, really? You have no idea? The show's been on it's coming up on its 60th anniversary. I didn't say that, did I? And you have never seen the movie. It like floored me. I was like, I thought everybody had seen this movie. I'm not getting responses on that. White White Thing Christmas backwards. Huh? Firing White Thing. I don't know what you're saying. Okay, somebody else make this out for me. Yukon Cornelius was my favorite character. Because honestly, it should be every guy's favorite character because that's how we would live if we were by ourselves. I said mush, and then the dogs are pulling. He's pulling the dogs around like this. Let's see. Right. You're right. He's got the best answer right here. My wife loves the movie Elf. I do like the movie. Will Ferrell, and it's because Will Ferrell can be so fucking annoying, and he plays that part well because that's what you're expecting out of that kind of a character coming to try and get his dad and being very persistent, and he just became annoying, and he grew up among elves, so he never knew what it was like to be a human being, an adult. They're doing an adult body now, yeah. So I could talk about Christmas movies all day long. I try to buy. Well, I've got most of them, but I try to buy new, and I try to look at new ones every year. I do like the Christmas Chronicles on Netflix. If you've seen any of those, I actually like that rendition. Yeah, I don't have any kids in here anymore, do I? I do hold certain things quiet, only because I'm a believer. Shitter's full. That okay? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is my favorite Christmas movie, but it's because of the clay animation, and I grew up with it. Christmas Vacation, however, tops all of them. I used to have that as my ringtone at Christmas time. My wife got mad at me because we were in where were we? We were in a store at the checkout. And it comes off with that. You know good. Actually, everybody was laughing that was around me. Oh, because I got a text message. That movie was great. But who didn't like the vacation movies anyway? Kiss his ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss my ass. Now we're going to talk. Christmas Vacation is the topic now. No, Clearwater. You got that all wrong. It's got to be you. Well, I'll take any layout because I think it'd be cool to see. Again, it's not just slot cars with me. I use that as my front to do the shows and stuff. I will be showing more trains in the future, because I'm not into one hobby. I'm into several hobbies. So I feel like even though I go by Slot Car Wildman and I was doing just the slot cars, I'm going to start. I think it should be more of a hobby community because we're all into more than just one hobby. So it should be more of a, bring them all in and widen people's imaginations and I know not everybody does scenery, and I don't get upset with people who don't do scenery. I do scenery. There's a few people I know that do scenery. We all know who they are. Yeah. I don't make mine look like a racetrack, but I don't fault like Massimo. I think his track is freaking awesome. Love his track. He actually, I originally made my track designed like his at first, but you look at his track. I mean, it's kind of what you're picturing a racetrack would be if you were going to one. It's beautiful. Christmas Story plays 24/7, starting Christmas Eve. I think it's I want to say 6 p.m. Christmas Eve. It goes to 6 p.m. Christmas Day. So I will not watch the movie, even though I've got it on Blu-ray and all that. I will not watch the movie because that's what we play while we're doing our Christmas. I like HO trains. I haven't bought one. I have been looking at them. I don't think they're not going to go on my slot car layout. I could put N scale on there. HOs, unless I really do another kind of a depth perception, but I don't know how I'm going to do that with the layout. So, or distance, perception distance. See, that's what I'd like to get into is making my own layouts because I've got some ideas. I used to say it all the time. I'm going to do that after the new year. I'm going to buy some lumber. I'm going to build this stuff up for next year because technically Christmas decorating was my first hobby. And no, I don't get into all those. I know a lot of people do the shows, and I like watching them. I don't want that on my house only because, although I share it with everybody else in the neighborhood, when I come home, I want to see my lights. I don't want to have to pull up in front of my house and listen to it or watch it until it goes through all the light sequences. I'd rather just pull up and my lights work. Now they might be flashing or something like that, but I try to keep it more traditional. I do use LEDs, but that's only because I'm trying to save power outside. I have traditional trees in here. We got three trees right at the moment, and after the new year, I'm going to buy another one. Good question, Shane. There we go. We haven't talked about that one. I'd like to see some good answers on that one. Oh, you're into air guns. My son used to have the replica of the Russian. What is it? I shot him point blank in the chest with it. It hurt. More cars, of course. But yeah, everybody went, well, I don't necessarily want more cars, but I know there'll be cars I want. Because I have got it figured out. I will have 100 cars by the end of the year. I've got one the other day. I've got several I haven't even shown yet because I haven't shown a lot, and I apologize. But yeah, what good question, right? Exactly, the fingers. Dunedin Raceway. That's between me and my wife. There we go. Somebody finally brought it in. No drama. It's not about how many cars you have. It really isn't. That was one of the topics I was going to bring up last week. I think I brought it up 2 weeks ago. The problem with slot cars is there's all kinds of them being made now, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. But the only reason we keep buying slot cars is because we're watching all these channels that keep showing new slot cars, and you go, "Oh, I didn't know they had that one. I like it." And even if it's not that, I mean, we don't buy every slot car somebody has, but we'll see it and go, "Oh shit, that's a nice looking car. I'd like to have one of those." I know I've done it. I never intended to have this many cars. I wasn't planning to be a slot car. Have a slot car channel. I didn't plan any of this. My original idea was I had a train table going across, or a Christmas village going across the back wall in what's now my slot car room, and I had a village on there, and I had gotten a battery operated train after the fact that I had already bought a slot car track just for nostalgia. It wasn't even going to go on. I was going to have the cars running around the track instead of a train to make it different. But then she got me that battery powered train, and then I bought the trains and put the slot cars away. Yeah, I never planned for it to be this big thing. Yeah, it is live time. How you doing, Travis? A 164 57 Chevy. Can you not get those in Aussie? I'd like to get an HO track too. I could do what B&S do with their cars but I really don't like tearing things apart like that. I don't mind building a car up to it. I don't like taking a car that's already functional and changing it to make it work on something else. Well, wait a minute. I take that back. I do plan to take one of these damn trains and turn it into a slot car. And they're die-cast metal, so it's going to be a heavy some. It won't be fast. I might have to get 2 or 3. I might have to talk to Tad about 2 or 3 motors on that one. Hey, Dave, how you doing? So yeah. I can do it with the dockside. It's a little lighter because it's a little smaller. It's more the same size of a car in 132. My wife wants a gun. I was actually looking at one of those V60s shotguns, but I don't think that's what she wants. It looks like a. It looks like you're. I don't call them assault rifles because America's got that all wrong. But anyway, two motors, more problems. Yeah, but it's just the idea of building a train. Maybe I could use that and bring the Polar Express around on my slot car track instead of putting it on a train. Since I can't get any of the engines to ever work, I'll be in touch, Tad. You want to keep me on here late? I'll just have to start bothering you every day trying to figure out how we're going to do this. But it's not going to be this year. It'll be next year. Yes, Pat. It is all fun and everything I do is all fun and games. We're supposed to be enjoying this, having a great time. And like I said, I just want to. This is a place to go talk, and you don't have to just talk slot cars. You can find out who the people are you're talking to. You know, and you don't have to make it one topic. Like I said, Marty does a great job on his. I didn't originally intend for my channel to be that way. I was just trying to do something. I was trying to show you some builds to try and improve on my channel as far as showing you guys things because I'm not good at pulling the camera out when I'm actually working by myself. I was going to do lives and do sort of like what Boone did. He'd show you what he's working on while he's just doing a live, and he's not really talking to you directly. I mean, he's talking to you, but he's just working out things. Sort of like Shane did a few weeks back on my live when he was in there working on his swamp area for his crocodiles. He was working on that while we were all talking and having a chat. That's what this was supposed to be. And then when I did it, the first time I did it was just a test, and I found that more people liked just talking than necessarily all about slot cars. So that's kind of why I went the direction. I knew it because I like Marty's channel for the same reason. So it just kind of led that way. I don't mind. I mean, in the future, I'll probably bring things up for the slot car world because I do share something. And I told Shane and Pat that I really don't have anything together. I wasn't going to do the live tonight because I don't have anything together to show you. I've got my hands in too many, not a lot of projects, but because I'm more focused now. But I'm working on the train layout to show you guys by Christmas, and then the Halloween thing I wanted to kind of show you so I can show you some cars that I have with the Halloween kind of thing because that's coming up. There won't be no Thanksgiving slot car track. Matter of fact, I don't even know. I might be able to get my kids to play that day running on the track with me, but I doubt it. We'll probably all stuff ourselves and fall asleep on the freaking furniture like the rest of us do. I would say it's a great live. I mean, I enjoy it. Because I feel like I get to reach out and talk to people. You guys are my friends. I don't really keep a lot of close friends. So yeah, tune. Yeah. I gotta learn how to tune things better. Yeah. Okay, now I see it. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Tune. You spell that right. Tune. TOON. I believe that's right. Me. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I did order a Looney Tunes thing for my train layout. Anybody knows those crossing gantries that has the guy come out with the light when they come across? It drops the arm for the train crossing. No, this one's got Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner on it. So I don't do Instagram. I have one. I haven't touched it in a long time. Fox and Walls, yeah, that used to be my wake up alarm. Was the Looney Tunes opening? I used to play that song because I wanted something that was positive to wake up to rather than or any other. I listen to my wife go off, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's annoying. Why can't you just have something that wakes you up and you're in a positive mood right off the bat? But you'll find how annoying it really comes when you play it, thinking it's a positive thing. Right. Yeah. We would never imagine that. I think that's one of the favorite parts about it too, is you get to talk to people all over the world. And if you have things like this where you can chat about things, you can find out more about that part of the world that you don't know about. I mean, I haven't been there, so I don't know anything about it, but other than what I see on the boob tube or something like that. Hooroo. Well, Dunedin Raceway, thanks for coming, man. Hope you had fun. Well, it is hard to maintain a channel on. I mean, a lot of the cars you buy, again, that's what I was talking about the slot car. You end up buying cars sometimes just because you're trying to provide content for people to follow, and that's not the way to do it. Because I've talked to several people about how many cars I have, and I'm like, other than a couple of them, I had a reason to buy most of the cars that are up there. But there's others, they're like, well, you just sell off the cars as you get the newer ones, and I'm like, yeah, but the problem is each car most of them had an individual impact on me. I don't like selling things because it had a value to me when I bought it. So if I sell it, then that means that value never meant anything. So now it's a whim buy, and you're wasting money. So I don't like doing that. I think I brought that up one of my early lives about my Gears of War stuff over here. Yeah, I really don't look at things as far as what their value is to me, other than hey, I like that car. It's a beautiful car. I got that car. I don't like Regal slots that much. I don't like the way they drive. I don't like tuning them. I don't like doing any of that stuff. But I've got 4 of them up there, and I like the cars. I think they're beautiful cars. And out of the 4, there's probably 2 I'd get rid of out of the 4. Yeah, but Ted, you're a builder. And you got some great looking builds. Yeah. I like watching your cars because they're different. They're something that you won't see anywhere else. That's why, Shotgun Dave, he does that too. Yeah, George and Harry, they're good at it, and I love watching them. But sometimes I feel like they make it look too simple. It's not hard. It's not hard to build a car. But when you come across a problem, it's hard to think it out on your own. Like my problem with the Cobra car right now is wheels, and I haven't reached out to Dave. He said he was going to help me with that as far as using my CG tire tuner to get the tire sizes down, so I don't have to buy another set. But I haven't reached out to him only because I don't have time to focus on that right now, and that's the only reason that car is not done. I never intended for it to take this long to get that car done. It was going to be when I started this live, that's what I actually started with, was that Cobra car, and I said, we're going to put this together. Well, yeah, it didn't work out that way. I had originally planned to do it in, like, let's say 4 weeks, four Thursdays of no reason to start the conversation with, and then and then you see the finished product. And now I'm sorry, I failed a lot of people because I haven't finished it. So, but I will finish it because it's still very valuable to me. I just don't have the time to work with it right now. But somebody said it. Was it? I think it was Shotgun Dave. Didn't he say something about the thing in January? The NASCARs. I think he told me I needed to have one in there. What if Dad's giving my dad's giving me one of the model cars of a NASCAR or something? I don't have one. Well, he's been here for a little bit. Yeah, Tony Tibbs. Yeah, he does build some incredible cars. There's quite a few of you guys out there. I'm just in amazement over what you guys can do with a car as far as building one. I mean, like, and I keep bringing up Taz's name because he's here, but like that bug where he did that frame, I mean, that was like next level, like next 2 levels up from where I could ever get to. I thought that was impressive how he made that frame for that Volkswagen Bug or Super Bug he made there, because he had it going up. He made the whole frame for it. And nobody ever answered the Christmas list other than they wanted more cars. I did see you build a raffle car. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that. I don't go after cars anymore. I figure there's other people that are, you know, I don't like saying that. I say less fortunate than I am to be able to get cars, and I would rather go to somebody like that. So I've put money into raffles before with Harry. I think last year on the cars or something like that. Something. It was like, I think it was $10 for a raffle, and I sent it through PayPal and did all that stuff. I didn't win, but I just like I don't mind putting the money there, and if I would have won, I'd probably have gave it to somebody else. But I think the same thing happened with another channel, and there was only a few of us that entered, and like, well, if I win, I want this car to go to such and such. So, and then I was just the person. Deep down, that's probably the person I am. I mean, I bought some people some cars and sent them out to them, because I knew they couldn't get them themselves. But it was available to me to get it, so I went ahead and got it and sent it out to him. Bo was one of them. He's the one that he needed the MR slot car, the first Shadow. And he wasn't able to find it anywhere over there, and so I bought it here and I just sent it out to him. And it took a little longer than I thought it would for him to get it, but he did get it. But I wish I had a video on him at the time. I like to see people's thrill when they get something they really want. Christmas in me, I guess. There's going to be a bunch of raffle cards. Let me change this up. See, I'm not very good with this tonight. I would like to have one of my cars on their track just to see what it would do. I'm not looking to win. If I win, great. If I don't, you gifted someone the Shadow car, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. That was a popular car, and not everybody could get one. I don't think they were selling them worldwide. So, Bo, he lives in Germany, so Datsun 1200 on scratchability. Ooh. They don't make enough Datsuns. But yeah, I think the thing with that is I always liked the Datsuns as a kid, but then like when Miami Vice came out with that what do you call first Ferrari? Did you realize it was made from a Corvette body, but the car had a very similar look to a Datsun, and I think that's why I love the car, and that made me like the GTV4s. So, well, I've been trying to get somebody to help me make a suit for quite a few years now. I don't buy the cheap knockoffs. I have an uncle. He does that at Christmas time. God, I hope there's no kids in here. But he learns their names. He carries candy canes with him everywhere he goes. And, so if somebody sees him while he's going on his way to somebody's house, he's got something for them. And I've always wanted to do that. I don't want to be the mall Santa necessarily. But I think it would be a great experience. Because who in the world doesn't love Santa Claus? I other than some kid that probably didn't get anything. So, a midget elf. All right, we're going to bad Santa on that one. Hey, that was pretty good. That was funny. I was particularly fond of how he was teaching that girl how to play pinball. I know everybody else knows what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to say any more. He was just teaching that young girl how to play pinball. I thought he was doing a great job. Nice form. Now, here's where the sexual innuendo is coming in. I lost a guy last week to that. I don't think he came back this week. He was a little upset about the naughtiness of it. But if I had Tara, if Tara was in here, this would be over. We'd definitely find out who can handle it and who can't. Let's put it that way. I like Tara. She's great. I like what she does. She's very good at what she does. Maybe one day I'll get a chance to meet her. If I ever go over there to England and try and go to one of those. I don't know if I'd want to go because I'd spend all my money on slot cards, and I don't even know if I'd have enough money to get back. So, like, oh yeah, give me one of those. Oh, I want one of those. Oh, wait a minute, I want that too. I spent all my money in the first hour, and now I can't do anything but just walk around. maybe pop open the boxes and run them on the tracks they have set up. That's about what would happen to me. Yeah. Triple X. Hey, y'all see my sexy Mrs. Claus? Yes, Area 51 has. Yeah, I watch his. He was doing the Monday Night Live. I didn't realize he had dropped it. I know he wasn't on last week and this week, so I guess I didn't know that he dropped it. So I haven't seen much of George lately. But then again, Shotgun Dave's been kind of in hiatus too. I've seen the video he had was it Saturday? It came out Saturday morning, or Saturday, or maybe it was Friday evening. I can't remember. But yeah, those guys know how to build some cars. But they're dedicated to doing that. Yeah, I agree, Pat. Shotgun Dave, yeah. I don't think there's been a car he's built that I haven't liked. He just builds that. He's got that talent for it, man. And I'm sure it's not talent. He had to work to get there, just like any of us working on anything. And that's usually we self-defeat ourselves with it, the 3 mil. Yeah. Ever since they all started getting those resin printers, they've been going crazy. I mean, I think George said at Marty's show the other night, no resin prints or something like that. I'm like, yeah, right. He's not addicted or anything. And they are addictive when you first get them. Even with the filament, I like it. I originally bought it to save money on figures, but it doesn't do. It's hard to get the 132, so I'm gonna have to get a resin printer to pull that off. And the decorations my wife's wanting for her Christmas project this year, but I don't think I'm gonna get it this year. It'll be next year. I gotta quit spending money the rest of the year, so I've spent a hell of a lot in the last month. Which car are you talking about, Tad? I've liked all Tad's cars too. I want to build trucks though. Not semis. Well, I would like to do one of those. Don't get me wrong. But like Tad did that pickup truck. I think it was you, Tad, wasn't it? That did the Chevy pickup truck last year. Yeah. Now that to me, that's of course I might not all be Chevy pickup trucks. I don't think I could do. Dave covers the Ford's pretty good. I don't need to do those. But yeah, I would be looking for. Well, I'd try to get as much speed out of them as possible. Don't get me wrong, but it would just be the fun of having some pickup trucks to run around the track. And then I know Scale Electric did those monster trucks for a while. They're hard to find, but I always wanted to get a hold of one of those just to see what it did. I don't know if anybody here has ever had one. Damn, am I already at 2 hours and 15 minutes? Dad, damn you. I gotta wash my dog tonight. I got this new shampoo for him because he's got a lot of allergies, so he's scratching a lot, and he'll scratch himself raw. It's terrible. So we changed their dog food, and they're doing okay with that. But he's still scratching at it. So I got this $24 a bottle for this shampoo. I got it on Amazon, and everybody recommends it. It's the best you can get for a shampoo for a dog. Now, I don't know if that's true yet. I haven't used it yet, but I bought one and I'm going to try it out. If it helps, then yes, I'm going to do that rather than keep going to a vet and trying to get allergy pills for him. But he's miserable and I can't stand it. Have I ordered my resin printer yet? No. Well, like I said, Danny told me about the Hallett Mage, but if I don't buy it, I'm not planning to buy it till next year. Honestly, I'm not going to. So if I buy it next year, is that the one I'm wanting to get, or is there going to be something that's replaced that? I'm not all about the fancy new gadgets and cameras watching it and all that. I don't care about that. I just want good prints, but I want it to be, the best upgraded model of it I can get that helps make the print better. It's not like yeah. And the thing is, that Mage is way bigger than the plate I have. I don't know if I have the old plate right around here. I got a new plate for it. So I'm printing everything on this size, which is, put my hand in the middle. So anything about the size of my hand, because this perimeter right here, it will not print on because it's too close to certain edges, so it goes right here to the center. Now this is the old one, and I say the old one because when I use the spatula or the thing to get it off, I'm not even in the camera, damn it. I nicked it, and you can see this white circle here, and I cleaned it all the time, and I was having it. You can see all kinds of little scratches and blemishes on this if you were right here at my house. So I ordered a new one, and actually it was supposed to be like this one, and it's not. But it's the same size, but it's got a different texture on it, and it's for the Creality printers, but it wasn't. I was looking for this one because it had the certain markers on it, and this one doesn't have any markers on it. But I don't have to wash it as often. If I let it cool down just a little bit, it'll slide right off the plate. That's one of the tricks. However, also when you do that, like back to printers again. So I did the pumpkins. I had the plates on the bottom. They stuck because it was cold. When you try to peel them off, sometimes they don't peel off very well. If you let it cool down just a little bit and then try to take it off where it's still a little warm, not hot, it won't be hot at all. The plate will be, but when you take it off, then you got a nice clean pull off. These are just experiences I'm trying to share with everybody. If you do go with a filament printer, I can't tell you much about the resin yet, but I know that resin you have to wear the gloves. Ultraviolet, I don't have to buy the ultraviolet. I have 300 watts of ultraviolet sitting in my Christmas room right now because it was a mistake buy. But I thought it was going to be a smaller project for what I was doing, and I got 300 watts in 2 gigantic lights. So I could pretty much cure any resin printer issue right away. But you got to wash it in the alcohol or whatever. It's a little bit longer process in that aspect, but you're getting smooth prints. Whereas this, I'd show you right now, but I'm printing some more pumpkins, but they're only about halfway. And who was it that said that? The other thing is resin printers. If I print one character on my printer, my filament printer, it's going to tell me how much time it's going to take. Let's say this one takes, let's say it takes an hour. So if I print more than one, it's an hour for each one. On a resin printer, if I was printing the same guy, and let's say it takes an hour, but I put the other guys on there with it, it's an hour for all of them. They get all printed at the same time. The filament printer has to move the arm to each model to do it, so it takes longer. So it would be a little faster. Yeah, Benadryl. I try not to give too many drugs to my dogs. I'm bad about that. I don't. I take mine to the vet all the time. And they usually tell me the same thing. He has these allergies every year. He's just getting older, and he's not stopping. He sleeps under our bed at night, and I can hear him through the night just going at it. And you get up the next morning, and he walks up underneath the bed, and he's got blood all over his hindquarters, and you're like, God bless it, dog. He just doesn't stop. So I tried to. What is the name of that shampoo? I just bought it. It's on Amazon. It's $24. It comes to like 25 something with change with taxes and with the Prime membership. Blah 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 blah. And it's got the aloe. It's got like 3 key ingredients, or I think it's 3 or 4 out of 5 that are looking for the allergies on skin and stuff like that. He doesn't have fleas, but Yukon's starting to do the same thing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to use it on him if it works. I'm gonna try both of them. But Yukon just had a bath the other day or a couple days ago, so I'll have to wait a little longer on it. But I don't like him seeing him miserable like that, because Yukon is starting to do it too, where we go to bed and he lays down and he just starts immediately trying to go after himself, and you're like, God bless it, buddy. And I hate to have to do that. It'd be like us coming in after we walk through a cocklebur field and just tried to lay down and go to sleep. You know what I mean? It's called something. I want to say something fly, Merfly. And it's all natural ingredients. There's no man-made products supposedly in it. I don't believe that, but that's what it says. But I did the research online. If you look it up, it'll show us the number one thing. There's others underneath it that are close, but they're not the same. And then the other one's food. Learned a lot about that I never paid attention to before. Corn's the worst thing you can give your dog, other than onion. And they say beef. You want to stick to your chickens and turkeys. And here's an interesting one for you. This will be worth you 10 cents tonight. We're going to stop this by 8:30 my time, by the way. So we only got about 9 more minutes. A guy who did a research on dogs' life expectancy, and through a certain period of time, over time, I guess, he found that dogs that were fed the human foods, whatever the human ate, they ate, lived to be almost 30 years old every time. The ones that are fed by dog food and maybe get some scraps here and there, yeah. The oldest one was like 20 to 21. So you're getting a whole additional 10 years. I don't know how much is true that. I'm just saying, this is what I read. And I was like, it makes sense. We eat a lot of processed foods, but we also eat a lot of good foods. And dogs get the same meal every freaking day. I couldn't do it. Unless it's Mexican. I like tacos. Yeah, pets are family. I take them very seriously. They bring joy to you every day, whether you want it or not. Even Yukon, when he ticks me off, he doesn't do that. He's a great riding dog. He's actually I call him my service dog at work. And I went in today and I walked into the office and he goes in there with me too, but I didn't have him today. And they're like, where's Yukon? I'm like, oh, I don't have him today. Why not? I said, I know. You guys miss him too. I've heard about apples as long as it's got no seeds. Not sure about the cider and vinegar, but mix apple cider vinegar. Now I'm feeding this to him, or am I putting it on orally over the top? I'm not trying to be stupid. I'm asking the question because I'm not sure. Yeah. Onions, corn, chocolate. Yeah, they'll kill dogs. Yet, if you look at a lot of ingredients on a lot of your dog foods, there's some kind of corn mix in it. It's a filler, which I kind of find hard because corn's not really a filler, is it? It usually evacuates pretty quick. You wash them with it. Okay. 50-50 mix, apple cider vinegar and water. I'm going to try the shampoo first, but if that doesn't work, I'm going to try yours. Thank you. So I'll be able to go back and look at this right now. And I just want to cure it, or at least make it so they can be comfortable. Yeah, sawdust is a filler. I've got plenty of it here at the house. You want some? We mix it in our mashed potatoes. That's how we thicken it up. You got 2025. That's what I got. If you have a dog for any other reason than loving it, then you don't need a dog. I know I grew up on a farm. Our dogs were outside dogs, but they were never on chains. You know, that's why you always knew at least one time in your life while living on the farm, one of them was going to get hit by a car. But whatever. But they had shelter in the wintertime for them to go to, and we had a kerosene heater out there for them. So we had a 2-car garage. It was brick. We had an old chair that one of them laid in, and then the other one usually laid underneath it. But we had a little itty bitty, God bless it, kerosene. I have a kerosene heater now because I actually like them. They're not supposed to be good for you, but I like the old smell and the feel of them, even though sometimes they get way too hot. Cooked potatoes and raw carrots. Yeah, he's healed up at the moment. Because I try to rub his back. I don't scratch his back. I rub it, and I didn't feel any wounds this week. Now I know it was last Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. Yeah, he came out running to that bed. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get him to stop? I mean, it's not the first time he's done it. He just does it. And, I get it. We'd probably do the same thing if we couldn't relieve the itching. True grade cellulose fiber. Cellulose fiber. Yeah, I mean, dogs are carnivores anyway. But that's why I found it funny. They said no, that beef's a bad thing for them. But oh yeah. Well, my wife tends to take the dogs in the evening, and they all lay up there on the couch with her. I'm always down here, so Yukon's got accustomed to not coming down here. But actually, the last few days, he has been coming down to visit me before, I come up there to go to bed. But which surprised me. So I have his little. Well, I had him. I have it back at. Oh, I'm using this. I haven't checked it yet, but he likes it. This chicken linoleic acid to help support a healthy skin and coat. Contains no fillers. This is America's Vet Dogs. Can I put that up here right? I think it's this light that's fucking everything up tonight. There we go. Now we can see things. I got this for when I first got him, and this is what I kept in the semis so I can give him his treats when when I was training him. Now, first I wasn't giving him treats, but now he's actually earning them. He now will give me 5. He does do paw whenever he gets his stick before he goes to bed. It's not rawhide. It's chicken something stick that they chew on a little bit, but it's real small. Yeah. Love our dogs. Sawdust and food it shouldn't be there. Although there are some barks you can eat that actually are good for your system. What's that? Yukon's not photogenic. I tried to take one the other day, and I sent it to. Who did I think I sent it to my brother? I sent it to somebody, and they go, "Why does he look so sad?" He's not sad. He was playing with me 2 seconds before I took the picture. But when you look at the picture, his eyes are all kind of watery looking. He kind of looks like he's got his hand sitting on the armrest of the semi in his chair. Yeah, terrible. Cinnamon can kill all of us if you put enough in the air. You breathe enough of it in, it will clog up everything. See, now we're on. This is a dog night. It's a dog. 3-dog night. Yeah. But I can't play that on here. Oh, now you kept me up all this time, Tad, and now your phone's dying. Go figure. You were sitting there. Why didn't you have it plugged in? I'm going to get on your ass about this one. My phone's plugged in for using it for a camera. And it's getting rather warm. But good night, Tad. I'm getting ready to get off here anyway. It's now actually officially 8:30 my time, at least on my computer. It says 2029 over here on my clock, which is something new I got. It actually does the count. It's a countdown clock, so it's set up for Christmas. But I can set it up for anything. A lot of people call them a retirement clock. You can put up to 999 days on it, and it counts down from there. But I set it up for Christmas, and as a matter of fact, I got the remote somewhere. Where'd I go? So if I hit the mode on it, it tells me we have 68 days, 3 hours, and 28 minutes left till Christmas. So, in case you're wondering, we're getting close. Yep. So, yes, guys, everybody have a good night. I'm glad that I got to talk to you guys tonight because I felt like, I was a little pissy because I felt like I had let everybody down because I hadn't been here for 2 weeks. And I like the show. I like to do the show. I like to talk to everybody. I'd like to have more of you on here once I figure out how to get past the response thing. So, too close, not enough time. Yeah, you got that right. But there'll be people that'll wait till the last 8 hours. All right. Until next week, guys, y'all have a good weekend. Run some cars or weather's a little nicer. You might want to get out there and do some of that work you put off all summer. I got to do some of that. So, all right. Good night, everyone. Maybe.